because someone is, and you don't want to you don't want to end up buying a brand new bike that's been.
That's exactly what I want to mention to people. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Other than that.
Guys, so what we were talking here is the break-in period. I'm just asking the motorcycle community to be courteous on these test rides. And, you know, when you get a zero mileage bike that has 0 miles, you're the first person on it, please, you know, don't rip on it. Because the next guy who's going to get it, it's just going to be not a very good situation for him, because he's spending a lot of money on a bike, and if you ripped on it when it had 0 miles, if you took it up to 12,000 RPMs, that could scar up the piston and the cylinder walls and could cause problems down the line. Basically, the longevity of the bike itself could be compromised from one test ride. You know, it just takes one person to rev it up to the rev limiter, and the bike is just not as good as it should be. So just please, guys, be courteous to your fellow motorcyclists and bikers. So today I test drove this bike here that I'm on right now. Is the 2021 KTM Adventure, the 890cc, and my friend Lee Parks, he was kind enough to let me test ride his bike, which is broken in. So on his bike, so between the two test rides, I could get a really good idea. His bike is fully decked out. I mean, it's completely rebuilt to his body type and his riding style that he likes to do. And so I got to compare between the two bikes, and I got to see the power that this bike has, because I could take it a little higher as far as the RPM range on Lee Parks's motorcycle without feeling bad for the bike, because his bike did go through the 600-mile break-in period. So for me, it was up in the air between three motorcycles: the Honda Africa, the Kawasaki Versus 650, and this KTM. You know, I was definitely looking for a bike that can, as much as possible, do everything. So for a bike that's comfortable to ride long distance, which this it does have a wide enough seat for you to be comfortable in for long periods of time. Plus, it has enough power. But at the same time, it's light enough and nimble enough to go off-road and do it really well. The reason I think I am going to go with this bike instead of the other two. The Africa, the DCT, I really wanted the DCT, the automatic, but then I did think that when you're off-road, you really need the clutch to be able to control the bike better off-road. I just can't imagine doing some of the things without a clutch, with the computer kind of telling the transmission what to do. So from that standpoint, I believe that the KTM is a little more well balanced than the Honda Africa, and they do have the Honda Africa that has I believe a 5 or 6 speed manual transmission with a clutch. But what kind of swayed me towards this is the KTM. For me, it was a lot more comfortable for me to sit in, and ergonomically. And I like how the tank is actually at the bottom, the gas tank, so all the weight's at the bottom. It's just a really nice design. As far as the Kawasaki Versus, I didn't test drive that bike, which may be a mistake, because maybe I would choose that one and maybe it would just blow me out of the water. But from what I've seen on other people's test rides, is that bike is definitely much more street. It's much more for the street than it is for the dirt. And I like to ride half and half, so 50-50, you know, and I believe the KTM is that 50-50 bike. It does just as good on the street as it does in the dirt. So that's the reason I am right now leaning towards this bike. Yeah, I gotta admit it right here. It scared me. You know, I know how to do wheelies and stuff, but I'm used to doing it with a clutch and, you know, popping the clutch a little bit for a bike to do a wheelie. But this thing just, yeah, I just gave it gas in first and it just comes up. It's a really powerful bike.